All right. Hello and welcome to this Maximize Your Visibility Momentum Workshop, where we're going to take everything that we've been discussing in the Maximize Your Visibility private podcast party and everything I've been talking about for quite some time regarding to visibility so that we can turn it into your roadmap for your own customized plan. So I like to start right away with some real talk just to make sure you know you're in the right place and you can kind of catch my vibe. What I know about you is that you have big dreams for your business and you know that you are made to make an impact with what you do. But promoting yourself feels awkward and uncomfortable most of the time. Yes? And you know that you're supposed to show up consistently online, but you don't really know where to start. And you don't really have a system for bringing in leads consistently because you're throwing spaghetti at the wall. And as a result, it's not really creating any true momentum for you, AKA you're not getting new clients at the rate that you want to. So the current status for you is that you're just in your emerging brand era, okay? We're going to make a lot of Taylor Swift references right now because I'm kind of obsessed with her whole visibility level, obviously. And the Eras Tour is truly like the inspiration behind everything that I've been doing in the last little while. So just watch for that coming in. And so whether you're brand new to your business or your industry, or you've been at it a while, but you just don't have the level of clients, revenue, and brand recognition that you want yet, you are in the right place because today we're going to build your roadmap to take you from that emerging brand era into an industry leader era. So here's the game plan. First, we're going to talk about how to overcome the fear of self-promotion so that you can show up with confidence. Because when you're first getting started in your business, or if you've taken a break from marketing for a while, it can feel really challenging and scary to start putting yourself out there. And we're going to unpack that and show you how to move through that fear so that you can show up with confidence. And here's a plot twist coming from a marketing strategist and a brand strategist. We're going to show you why action actually trumps strategy when it comes to visibility. And of course, I will share strategies with you, but I'm going to talk to you about how the action is really where all of the results come from. And then lastly, I'm going to show you my visibility tour method, which includes results from the last 60 days in my business to show you how you can double your leads and move into that industry leader era right away. So if you're an Instagram user, I would love for you to feel free to take screen captures on any slide, share anything that you feel called to online. Obviously, this is about visibility, and that is one way that supports me getting more visibility to other people. If you share on your stories and you tag me at ksco_Kelly, I would really appreciate that. And so, hey, hi, I'm Kelly. Nice to meet you if we are new to each other. I help passionate entrepreneurs create visibility for your business, your brand, and your purpose. And I want to tell you a little bit about how that got started because I actually remember the exact moment I decided to start my business nearly 7 years ago. And it was all centered around a networking event. So after a decade-long career in PR and communications, I decided to go out on my own. And there was this event coming up, so I ran home and I designed myself some really janky business cards. I wish I had a picture of those to show you because eek. And then I had them rush printed so that I could go to this event. Then I went to the event and I start handing out cards. I don't know what I'm doing, what I'm selling, how I really help people, but here I have business cards, so I must be in business, right? So I have done all the things to try and promote myself, speaking at events, attending trade shows, hacking together my own website, all of it. And fast forward to now, just over 6 years, a lot has happened. I've certainly learned how to present my brand and promote myself much better with clarity and intention. And of course, I'm sharing this struggle with you as someone who has a degree in communications and marketing. So the struggle is real no matter what your background is. Like when you have to start putting on that hat and promoting yourself, it is a whole different ballgame. So I totally get where you are at as well. And this also involves, of course, navigating that digital landscape, figuring out how to speak on stages at podcasts, investing in high ticket mastermind programs. I hired a team. I started my own podcast, Entrepreneur School, in case you haven't yet checked it out. And then was able to hit that elusive 6-figure mark, right? Make more money than I ever did in my corporate career, all while still walking my kids to school every day and taking them to gymnastics practice literally at 4 p.m. So when it comes to visibility, I have experimented with pretty much everything, and I'm taking those lessons today and I'm going to share with you so that you can shorten your learning curve and grow your business much faster, because that is my goal for you. So let's dive into the content, and feel free as we're going along to drop your questions into the chat. I will take a peek as I go and make sure at the end to address anything that I missed. So I have done a lot of these speaking engagements and trainings and stuff in the last number of years. And I usually say, what's the first thing you do when you start a business? Right? I mean, besides the obvious, like register, get incorporated, whatever, the answer really is tell people about it. So that's where you enter into that marketing overwhelm, right? Because here's the truth bomb for you. You have to talk about your business to have a business, right? The only way to make money and for you to be able to serve your clients that you want to help is for you to talk about what you do, build brand awareness, and get real clarity about the way that you serve people so that they will work with you. But you probably started your business to do the thing your business does, right? Let me know in the chat what your businesses are so I can also use those as examples as we're going. You didn't start your business to become a marketing strategist, right? Yeah, usually I get a lot of, yeah, that's me. But it is scary. And you have all these thoughts running through your head. Like, what if I get rejected? What if I fail? What if I seem too salesy or I'm not professional enough? What if I'm too much? What if they don't like me? What if I'm not ready? I totally get it. This is the roller coaster of emotions that we experience on a daily basis. And it's rooted in this thing that we call imposter syndrome, right? But I heard this somewhere and I absolutely loved it. If you don't have imposter syndrome, you're not trying anything new, i.e., imposter syndrome is a requirement. Ooh, like that sticks, right? So anytime that you're trying a new way of promoting yourself, or you have a new offer you want to sell, or you're just new to business or new to an industry, expanding and growing, this is the imposter syndrome just comes because it's required. And you will feel like an imposter at first because that's how you grow. And so we have to build our confidence muscle over time. Here's the thing about confidence. It's not actually about what you know now. It's your belief that you can figure it out. And I bet you've all done something in your life that you had no idea how to do at first, and then you eventually mastered it, right? Think about riding a bike. Who's learned how to crochet or make sourdough bread in the last few years? Well, you can absolutely learn how to promote yourself too. I love this quote from Brendan Burchard. His definition of confidence is your belief in your ability to figure things out. And in a second, I'm actually going to show you a clip from one of the first videos that I ever made online, because I really believe it's important to not compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. And for me, like right now, I have created hundreds of live videos, been on hundreds of stages, hundreds of podcasts, lots of practice at doing this thing. But when I first started, I did not know how to create content. I did not know how to make good videos. I did not know how to do impromptus. I just started and believed that I would figure it out along the way. So before I show you the video, I'm just going to give you a little bit of context here. So I'm showing you a picture of my dad, my mom, my brother, and me. And I really love this photo. It was from actually the only family photo session that we ever did. And I knew that these pictures were going to be important. They had to be timed just right. My mom wanted to make sure that her hair had grown back from chemotherapy. And when we took the photos, her breast cancer was in remission. And my mom had more health issues than anyone I have ever known. And she taught me absolutely everything that I know about perseverance and tenacity and commitment. And I truly apply that in how I work towards my goals and show up for my family and my dreams. And it really is where I get this mentality of action. And 2 years after this photo was taken, I had actually just gone back to work after having my second daughter, and my mom's cancer came back really aggressively. And that's when I had to make like one of the most difficult decisions of my life. I could either stay working, climbing that corporate ladder, or leave everything that I had worked towards in my whole career. And I chose to take a leave of absence. But what I didn't know was that there were only 8 days left. And then she lost that battle. And when you experience a loss like that, you think about life differently. And I tell you, it did so much for my perspective. And I'll share more about that in a minute. But I'm actually going to take you back now to the first time that I actually shared this story online. It's April 2019. So I'll share the story with you about why I started my business and how it kind of all came about. And this isn't something that I've, practiced or said before to an audience. So if you're with me, you're hearing this, you've heard it here first. Because I just had personal reasons for not sharing it. Anyways, so 2 years ago, I lost my mom. And it was awful. She was the best. I loved her a lot. And I think that when you go through an experience like that and you experience loss, and if you've never experienced loss from somebody that's really close to you, then you might not know this feeling. And I certainly didn't before that happened to me. So I have, a lot of empathy for anybody who goes through it. So I was standing in the corner of my living room with my phone propped up on top of a cardboard box, making this live video about my brand story. And I cringe when I watch this still. Just like you probably cringe when you watch a video you made or you put out a post that doesn't live up to your high standards. I feel you, but like we all start somewhere. And so there's my beginning. But what changed? What I've learned in 6 years of being an entrepreneur is that making a consistent effort towards making your dreams and goals a reality actually compounds into clarity and confidence. And this video was one of more than 100 live videos that I did over 2 years. And exactly 0 of them went viral. Okay. So I didn't grow my following massively. I committed to showing up every single week. And I did that live for 2 years. But in the process, what I did was I got clarity and I built confidence along the way. I became better at talking about what I do. Then when I would meet people at events or have sales calls, I was way more confident and actually turned into me getting clients. And that was a huge impact of taking that action. So this is what I feel like you wouldn't expect a marketing strategist to tell you. Action trumps strategy. What I actually mean is you build your strategy by taking action. So when we try too hard to be so strategic and make a plan, we can get paralyzed into inaction. We overthink and then we don't do anything, right? But when you take action, you actually get results pretty much right away. And you learn what works and what doesn't. So let me explain this with what I call the momentum framework. It's 3 parts and it goes feel connected, do the thing, get results. So when you feel connected, AKA you're passionate about your business, you're excited about your goals, you're pumped about the new offer that you have, whatever it is, that's enough to like light a fire under you to take action, to have the motivation to actually do the thing. And these can be super small actions. And I'm going to share ideas here in this workshop for sure. So just hang with me. Because once you take an action, you are going to get results. Now, let's clarify. Results can be epic, like getting a new client, landing an amazing speaking gig, getting featured in the media. And sometimes results are lessons. So someone tells you no, you get a negative comment on a post, whatever it is, you learn from it and you're able to then adjust your actions in the future. So confidence comes from competence, which comes from taking action and building momentum. There are tons of studies about what is called the confidence competence loop, which basically shows that building confidence and competence happen in synergy with each other. So you actually just need to do something in order to build the competence, and confidence comes as a result. So basically, what I'm saying, the long and short of it is that sitting around waiting to feel more confident is not going to happen until you take action. So I now want to show you the visibility tour method, where we can talk about a little bit of the types of action that you can take when you want to grow your visibility and start attracting more leads who are actually soulmate clients for you. So I talked about this a lot in my podcasts recently, but the main idea here is that you're going to take your business on a visibility tour. So this is your Eras tour, okay? And a visibility tour is a condensed period of time with increased visibility. So this is not your regular marketing cadence. This is not a new thing to start doing forever, but this is when you double down and you turn up the volume for 60 to 90 days with a focused goal. So let's break that down. Goals of a visibility tour include building brand awareness for your business. So just getting your name out there, people learn who you are, you're starting to create that recognition, because there's an entire series of steps along a customer journey from for somebody to go from not knowing about you at all to eventually buying from you. And it takes a lot of steps. So you have to start with that recognition. And this idea of creating an omnipresence for you with your target audience. So you're starting to hear, I'm seeing you everywhere, like you must be everywhere, right? Without actually being everywhere, because you're just being super targeted to the right people. And positioning yourself as a go-to expert in your field. So this is where you choose one core topic to speak about. What is the thing you want to be known for right now during this visibility tour? And if you have a specific offer in mind you want to bring people into, this is where you can generate leads, the visibility tour, for your next offer or sale or launch. So essentially, this is a pre-launch strategy. So if you've heard about launching before, where you have this big splashy moment where you're starting to talk about a program, it's pretty difficult to do that if you have zero awareness of your business, of yourself as an expert in that topic, or of your offer at all. So building that all up in advance is really important to warm up a lead, right? Excuse me. So here's the method broken down. Part one of the visibility tour method is to create your tour plan. So this includes the length, the frequency, and visibility activities that you're going to do. So here's an example tour plan and what I recommend. 60 to 90 days in time. So because new habits take a minimum of 60 days to start to develop, you're taking action, you're starting to get more comfortable in actually promoting yourself. And it takes time for people to understand who you are and for you to massage your messaging along that time. And I just want to make a note, 60 days from now is around Black Friday. It's pre-holiday sales time, or this is when you have time to set yourself up to be in a really great position to kick off 2024 with a great audience of leads. Taking action 3 to 5 times a week. So I'm not saying, go on social media 18 times a day, all of a sudden you're doing something completely unattainable. No, it's just like going to the gym or exercising. You need to build up your increased frequency. So 3 to 5 times a week is ideal for that momentum, especially if you're doing nothing now. If you're already doing 5 times a week, then maybe we're going to turn it up a little bit more from that. Visibility activities equal external facing actions. So let me explain. This is involving another person. What you're going to do is make sure that you're always connecting with somebody, whether directly or whether like publicly. So posting on social media accounts or reaching out to someone personally to have a conversation about collaborating, working together, whatever it is. These are messy, not perfect, not structured, but they are not internal behind the scenes things that we are so good at filling our time with, like listening to more podcasts or reading books or working on a spreadsheet or planning your goals and making your vision board. All of those things are not external facing actions. So you can't do everything. This is not about like overwhelming yourself with now I'm going to start a podcast and go on YouTube and blah 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 blah. And you've heard all of these different core visibility strategies within the Maximize Your Visibility private podcast party, but we certainly would not recommend that you're taking on all of these at the same time. Calling you out on the internal things. Yes, I know, because they're more fun and they feel more comfortable, right? But when you put yourself out there, I promise you, you're going to make more impact and way faster. So the second part of the visibility tour method is the content plan. So mapping out content aligned with your key messages. Certainly any marketing strategy, any visibility plan is going to involve some kind of content, because part of this is being able to establish yourself as an expert. People have to have an authority relationship with you to understand that you know what you're talking about. So this is where you figure out where you're going to put that. So you choose a core offer or service that you want to promote. What's the focus? A lot of people have multifaceted businesses. You have multiple pieces, you have different types of offers, you maybe have different core topics that you talk about or that you help people with. We're going to put on the blinders and choose one of those things for you to be sharing about and becoming an expert in and really positioning yourself around for the purpose of this tour. So I just want to clarify, we're not selling as part of this. It's not like buy my this thing, buy my this thing, buy my this thing. But what's going to happen is when you're talking about it, people are going to be like, can I buy your thing? That's going to come. And again, this is your pre-launch strategy. So it can lead you into being able to sell the offer. So think about what it is you want to promote and have like boosted in your business in the next 60 to 90 days. And that's what your core focus is going to be. Then you will create a content plan, content topics based on the key pain points and desires that offer solves for your ideal clients. So we're talking about what they're struggling with, bringing awareness to their problems, showcasing that you have a solution, all of that inside of this same umbrella. And then as far as platforms go, you're going to choose platforms where your ideal client hangs out and that you actually want to be a part of. I'm not a big fan of LinkedIn. Like I just don't go there. So I'm not posting there very often at all. So that's not going to be my strategy. I'm not going to make myself do something that I don't like, because then my energy is not going to be aligned with it and it's not going to land. So it will literally be a waste of time. So same for you. Make sure that your ideal client is in fact in the space that you're choosing as a platform, and then just double down on one, max 2 platforms for the purpose of this. Okay. So permission to not be everywhere. There you have it. All right. Piece number 3, probably the most important piece of the visibility tour method, is capturing leads. So this is where we build a lead magnet to build your list. Email marketing is where it is at. Social media, while it's free and easy and you have potential to reach lots of people, you actually statistically only reach 2 to 4% of your audience. And email is more like 20 to 40%. So 10 times more effective to be bringing people into your email world and being able to have a relationship with them in their inbox. Because I don't know about you, but I still consider reading my email work. Social media, scrolling social media, not feeling like it's work. It's more of a distraction area. So that's why you're lucky if you reach people there. Part of the plan, but not the big kahuna part of the plan. So this is capturing leads. So because visibility for the sake of visibility is not helpful. you must have a way to capture your leads in order to have an opportunity to convert those audience members into clients. So like, think about you're walking down the street, you're in a parade. Yay, look at like thousands of people saw you. Do you know any of their names? Do you know how to send them an email? Do you know how to reach them? Do they know how to reach you? Probably not, like, because they saw so many other things in that parade and they don't really know what they remember. So this is where we're going to make sure that we have a lead magnet, which is a tool or a template or some kind of resource that adds value to your audience. Lost control of my mouse over here. Hold on. There we go. It's not complicated. You can do this in under a week, and I will show you how inside of the Visibility Revolution as well. But essentially, you need something so you can start sharing it everywhere. So, for example, you get on a podcast, you want to have a resource to share with people so that they can connect with you, see what you're all about, get into your world, and eventually you make them an offer. You nurture this targeted audience into potential clients. When you have a lead magnet that's related to your offer, you're going to attract a more targeted audience. Like, many of you are here because you were part of my Maximize Your Visibility private podcast party. I targeted visibility. Visibility was the theme of my visibility tour. And so here you are. Now we're talking about visibility, right? So the last piece of the tour method is measuring your results, because you need to determine what is best for your business. Now, what worked best for you? What do you actually like doing? What did you really despise doing? Maybe you pushed yourself to try something and it was like, I really hated that. Okay, lesson learned, right? What are you going to double down on in the future? Your visibility tour will be customized to your business. Maybe you like emailing people cold. Maybe you like sending people videos or going to events or speaking on podcasts. Do you, okay? But make sure that you're at least looking at the results to assess what you want to double down on in the future. So here's the behind the scenes of everything that I just did in the last 2 months. And I'm super excited to share these results with you. Now, the theme for my tour, as I mentioned, was visibility. So it fits. I'm trying to be more visible. I'm talking about visibility as my content topic, and I'm showcasing how to create visibility because I'm eventually going to be having this brand new program, which I'm going to talk to you about, the Visibility Revolution. So these are all connected, like you can follow the dots, right? So here's what I did as far as my external facing actions. And I have to show you this. I have a printed out calendar, two-sided. Every single day that I did something, I wrote it down. I wanted to ask myself every day, what is the one thing that I can do to connect with another person? And in some cases, it was like reach out about working with somebody. Like, we had a conversation at an event, I want to follow up with that person. Or sometimes it was like go live on Instagram or send an email or whatever. So I went to one networking event in the course of 60 days. So this is July 12th to September 12th. This is my window. Networking calls. This is what I did a lot of. I did 8 networking calls where I met other people. We connected and talked about how we could potentially support each other, which was awesome because it led to a lot of these other opportunities I'm going to share. I applied for 11 speaking opportunities. I did 2 collaborations through email. So I was part of bundles, which maybe you were part of, the Visible AF bundle and the Moms Make Money bundle, because these are 2 of my targeted audiences, people who want visibility and moms in business. So did 2 of those, and I was a guest on 4 group trainings and or podcasts. I did 2 media pitches. This is something that I pushed myself to do. And I hosted 1 event, which is this private podcast party / this workshop right now. My content breakdown, I recorded 17 and published 17 podcasts, which is a lot. So that's not my normal cadence. That was excessive because I did the extra 7 for this podcast party, and I have 2 more in the bank ready to go, coming out like next month. So that was a lot for me. It was definitely way increased cadence of anything there. I did 16 posts on Instagram/Facebook plus 21 reels. And 206 stories, because apparently I like doing stories. I find it easy to show up and click on and share things to my stories. And I sent 14 emails to my list, which is about 1 to 2 per week. So that's a pretty normal cadence for me. I wanted to turn it up. I normally do 1, so 2, I think, a week is basically what that is. So here's how it went. The numbers, media coverage, 4 media hits. This was amazing. I had 1 radio interview, 2 online stories, and a front page mention for a half-page printed article in our local paper. That is like massive advertising money. That's how you generally measure the effectiveness and like value of PR. And this is something I pushed myself to do. I was nervous to send a pitch because it was actually just about my podcast and how this podcast exists. And it was about my business. And I had ChatGPT help me write the press release because I was being very modest, and then ChatGPT really pumped me up. So there's a little trick for you. If you want to sound better, ask a robot to do it. So that was amazing. And I know that it actually spiked huge podcast growth. Like those two are directly connected, because like the week following that media coverage, my podcast went up way a lot. Over the course of the 2 months, the increase in my podcast was 35%, but it also actually got my show ranked, which then caused people to notice, people who are pitching podcasts for their guests. And I was pitched to have a multimillionaire be on my show, and actually have that recording coming up next week. So that I'm sure only happened because I actually pushed myself to do the media coverage, which got my show ranked higher because a lot of people within the same week were listening to it. As far as social growth goes, I generally don't worry too much about like followers, but I do like to see engaged accounts, and mine increased by 24.7%. And the big one was my email list. I grew my email list by 58%, which was over 600 new subscribers. And these are primarily through the 2 collaborations that I did. And this is honestly more growth than I've had in the previous 5 years. Like I'm blown away. Like I've been working at growing my email list for over 6 years, and all of a sudden I double it in a month. I'm like, what was I doing wrong before? I figure I'm onto something now, right? And so let's recap. Those are the numbers. Let's just recap everything we were talking about here. 1, confidence comes from taking action and building momentum. Stacking external facing action is how you create massive visibility. So take your business on a visibility tour to fill your client lead pipeline, and choose your visibility actions through trial and feedback. So now the question to you is it time to take your business on a visibility tour? This is where you can move from that emerging brand era into your industry leader era. Era? Is this a Canadian pronunciation thing I'm doing? Anyhow, why now, right? Q4 is when people are thinking about their goals for the end of the year. We're planning for next year. We're feeling that fall energy. So your clients are waiting to buy from you right now. We're finally going to deal with all the things we've put off for the last 9 months because we set these goals back in January. We want to make sure we're actually going to hit them now. So what if you knew exactly what to do to make your business stand out from the crowd, and showing up became simple and something that you looked forward to? Marketing felt authentic instead of salesy, and you could kick that imposter syndrome to the curb and let your gifts shine. It's time to stop Googling how to promote my business and start taking simple actions that are going to attract an audience of your ideal clients. It is so easy to get sucked down that marketing rabbit hole of what are the latest and greatest shiny marketing strategies. You can listen to all the podcasts and download all the free resources all day long, but the only way that you're going to make progress is by taking action. Kind of like how you're only going to get in better shape if you actually start working out more. So now the question becomes, what do I do to make my business stand out? And I have you covered. So after more than 15 years in marketing and communications, I have never written the same marketing plan twice. Okay. Your business is different. You have a different audience. You have different goals and you have different preferences when it comes to marketing. So what you need is a customized marketing plan that works for your unique business. And it's why it drives me crazy when I see people going, just follow my exact roadmap, follow my exact steps, do 1, 2, 3, 4, like, little tiny nuanced, extremely detailed things. Yes, at a high level, we can create a framework. That's why I have the visibility tour method. But I don't like this, like, just do what I did and you'll have the same results, because generally speaking, it doesn't work. So allow me to introduce you to the visibility revolution, because I'm so excited about this program. It's really unlike anything I've ever seen on the market. Because if a digital course and a challenge had a baby, that's what this would be. That would be TVR. I'm going to call it TVR. We're going to work in acronyms now. So I'm just going to take the next few minutes to walk you through what this is all about, how it can support you in growing your business, and what your next steps are if you feel called to join me. Plus, they have a special bonus just for you who are here today, who are watching this replay and are part of this workshop. So make sure you stay to the end to hear that. So the visibility revolution is designed to take you from scrolling through the reels to save trending audios, only to never actually use them while they're still trending. Who's been there? Telling yourself that you're going to be consistent on social, only to ghost your page after exactly 3 days. Working your booty off to create a new offer that you're super pumped for, but you don't have an engaged audience to sell it to, so it falls flat. Beating yourself up because you don't want to hit post on that video because it's not up to your standards. You didn't do your makeup, your hair looked funny, your dog barked, whatever. Feeling like you're lost in a sea of noise and distractions. So, like, what's the point of marketing anyway? Right? We've all been there. This is your transformation program, because when you complete the visibility revolution and as you get started implementing all these challenges, you will confidently feel like promoting your business, because you know exactly how to sell yourself in a non-salesy way. You will hit post without second guessing yourself, because now you know that your content is calling in your dream clients. You're never feeling like marketing isn't working, because you have a plan that you can actually measure. And you know exactly how you're going to skyrocket your visibility so that you can become the go-to expert in your field, and all of your clients will start telling their friends about you. You will have epic consistency that you never thought you could achieve, because marketing is a habit now and you actually like it. And you're starting to get those messages like, I need to work with you, from your followers, not just like posts with 3 bots responding to them and a couple of people hit like. So you're going to love the visibility TVR. So we have to use the acronyms. Visibility revolution as much as your favorite Taylor Swift song. If you know that you're the face of your brand and you're ready to step into the spotlight with some support, and you struggle with consistency because there are just so many other things that you need to do in your business, and marketing does not come naturally to you yet. Like, let's be honest, we're wearing all of the hats. We have to do all the stuff, but marketing is one of those things that we also have to do. Rewind 45 minutes to when I said you have to talk about your business to have a business. That's that. So you have at least one core offer right now. So I want you to actually have something that you sell, that you kind of know what it is, so that even if it's one-on-one coaching or hourly consulting, you have a topic that you can build up to, or you can even think about what that is in the process. So sometimes we sell things before we build them, and that is totally cool. So let me give you the backstage pass to what's included inside of the program. There is an 8-week self-study course where you will walk through my visibility tour method. I'm going to even break down in a minute what each of those 8 weeks covers. And so you will build out your custom visibility plan and the assets that go with it. The weekly visibility challenge is where you have 3 to 5 actions each week that are going to move the needle in your business. And these take under 10 minutes a day. This is where you're getting out your calendar, you're writing down these things. I'm going to share with you all the examples. I'm going to motivate you to do them. This is me yelling, do your burpees, except not burpees. Much better. And there's a community space for you to ask Q&A, have some accountability buddies in the group. Of course, we love connecting with other entrepreneurs. We don't like to do these things alone, so that's what that is all about. And a visibility toolkit. So every tool, template, organization system that you need to simplify and skyrocket your business is there, templatized, ready for you to plug and play and use, because I've already figured out how to build it all because I've been doing this for these last 6 years. So let's do a little week by week walkthrough here. Again, this will drip out at you. So you're not going to enter into a course portal where everything is there and you're like, where do I start? I'm overwhelmed. It's going to come at you like a week at a time, slowly, to help you build up this. Like, we're doing the exercise, the push-up challenge, right? Where like we do one day and one the next day, and it just builds up over time. So the first week is all about figuring out your theme. How do you choose what it is you want to be the expert in? What does that topic look like? What is the offer at the end of the day that you are going to be talking about? Then we're going to build out your content plan and come up with ideas of ways that you can talk about that topic that keeps you like engaging your audience, highlighting their pain points, figuring out the ways that you can connect with them and get them to have that awareness of this topic and really position you as an expert. Then you're going to build your lead magnet. Week 3, we're going to have you ready to start building that email list so that as the events that you've been applying for or the opportunities that you're talking about come through, you have something to share with those people. Week 4, we move into advanced visibility strategies, push you out of your comfort zone a little bit. And try the pull-up instead of the push-up this time. Then we're going to do in week 5 your visibility toolbox. So this is there's certain things that you're going to need to start sending to people. So if you apply for podcasts, speaking opportunities, etc., you need a bio, you need a headshot, you need this like package of goods that you don't want to be recreating all the time. So we're going to create that little toolbox for you, make it super simple for you to continue to apply and grow your visibility even more. And then systems for visibility is week 6, because we get to a point where you are putting yourself out there and starting to work with other people, and you need to track this. Like, this can't live in your head. So whether it's a spreadsheet or a Trello board, I have both options in there for you to make sure that you're keeping track of the things that you're applying for and calling in. Week 7, we're going to catch up. We have to build in an implementation time. Anything you haven't quite finished, that'll be happening in week 7. And then into week 8, we're measuring success. So I'm going to make sure that we're capturing at the beginning all of your stats and at the end, all of your stats. So you can look at them and see what impact 60 days of focused visibility actions has on your business. Now, hopefully that all makes sense. Please go ahead and put questions if you have them. Bonuses, I like prizes, I like gifts, and this is the launch of the visibility revolution. So I would like to add some additional support for you, which includes 2 live group Q&A calls where you can come in and ask the questions sort of hot seat style, specific to your own experiences, happening October 14th and November 7th. So kind of like in the middle of the whole program, so that you can get that extra support, never feel stuck. And of course, there'll be replays available for anyone who's unable to attend those. And the Visibility Vault, now I truly think this is way more than a $197 value, because it is my curated collection of opportunities to promote your business, where I find podcast guest opportunities, speaking opportunities, email list collabs. There's groups, there's places that you can go on the internet to make this really a lot easier. If you're like, I don't even know where to start to get all those things, that's what the Visibility Vault is all about. And that is my gift to you as being part of this first group of people to go through the program. So here's the complete breakdown of everything that I have intentionally included here. Just to recap: 8-week self-study course, weekly visibility challenge, community space, the bonuses of 2 group Q&A calls, and the Visibility Vault. Now, I went ahead and did the math here. It's an over $2,700 value, but this program is priced at $997. But that's not what I want to offer it to you for today. This is a brand new program. I want to celebrate you for being the first in the group to join. So I'm offering you a savings of $300 when you enroll by October 3rd. So that makes it the price $697 or 2 payments of $375. So happy to help out with the cash flow there as far as like creating payment plan options. Also, if you need something different, please reach out to me. I'm super happy to be flexible for you. So the deadline to enroll is October the 3rd.